If you never heard it, this is Godtox. My name's the Crazy Tea Lady. I'll be on live for the next 3 hours, but this video is going to be definitely short. It is the day before Labor Day. Well, no. 4th of July. Independence Day. Yeah. Get my little crunk music on. Trying to go live. About to go live. Trying to get situated. All together. So, get ready. Ready to rumble! Yes. Move this over. Mic's on. All right, welcome everyone tonight to Godtox. I got a whole bunch of lives going on. I got 2 video cameras. We're doing a bunch of different stuff, and I got to get used to this. So tonight, if you never heard of this, if this is your first time listening in, I'm the Crazy Tea Lady, and my show is called Godtox, where we definitely want to fill your spiritual needs, give you some advice on health. I try to do as much as possible. I know sometimes my topics lead differently, but tonight will probably be more spiritual than before. I had a whole bunch of ideas of what we were going to do and talk about and give y'all some health pointers, but that's not quite working out today, because let me tell y'all what happened. So things happened today, and I did not let it ruin my day. It was, maybe you could say it was just a flat tire. That's a saying that I learned in a personal development that I went to. But it was just a flat tire. It wasn't nothing major, but it was definitely major. So I'll go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about what happened today before we get into the topic, why does it matter? It might matter, so I might need to tell you what happened today. So I got up this morning, ready, pumped up, fired up, ready to go to the gym, right? Worked out. Today's my son's birthday, so that's my huge announcement. I want to give a special shout out to my 4-year-old, the big 4-0 going 40, Corey McDowell. I want to give a special shout out to him. He's not here tonight. He's normally my co-host, and he would have so much to say, but he got caught up with some special ladies, so he disappeared for the next hour, so I won't have a co-host. But it's cool. I think I can handle the show tonight by myself. But end up getting out of the gym, pumped up, had my, I wanted to bring, my mentor went to Cali, and she went to this amazing cafe or restaurant called Cafe Gratitude. And so I said, look, I'm finna start doing I'm gonna bring the gratitude to you. We have our own little names for the drinks. I'm gonna try to be creative as possible. But I am a juicing queen. I know earlier this year I did talk about some juicing and some ways to cleanse and get rid of different diseases or problems you're going, whether it's knee problems, headaches, pains in your joints. What's another one? Illnesses. What are illnesses? You know, blood pressure, which is huge. The last couple of weeks that I have a family member that was struggling with blood pressure issues, almost on stroke levels, but it was combined with stress. So I have levels of drinks and baths and oils that you can use to get whatever you need to get rid of that's going on in your body. Let's get rid of it. And that's the whole point of Godtox, is to kind of share my little secrets with y'all guys, so we can get on the same page and not only detox on a spiritual matter through the Bible, but as well physical, emotional, mental environment, so we're clear and we're focused and we're creating a clean mind as well as a clean body. That's our goal, right? So on the way home, I'm driving, and this car, amazing car, not really, was already pretty much damaged, falling apart, basically stops in the middle of the street. And I'm thinking, like, he didn't have on any blinkers, probably didn't have any stoplights, both the headlights were broken, but he didn't get any tickets or anything. I should have asked the police why. Some cars should be illegal. They not passing inspection. People cheating the system, and I know that. And that's why stuff like this matters. So that's the topic tonight. Why does it matter? You know, I'm going all over the place because I'm still trying to recoup from what happened or whatever. So get it. And normally I will kind of, I don't share this a lot, but I have a temper. So we're going to rebuke that in the name of Jesus, because this is why I do certain things and why I separate myself from certain environments, because little things, those small things that matter so much, can really, I can blow out of proportion. So I just kind of I want to be level-headed. So sometimes you got to ride one deep. You got to be by yourself. And that's how I choose to be. No offense to anybody. And anybody that invites me anywhere or wants me to be there. Just for me, I want to be relaxed. I want to feel a certain way. So I just stay in my own little zone. So leaving the accident or whatever, I didn't feel like I should have felt when you're angry, because there was nothing wrong with my car. And there was nothing wrong with his car that I did to it. It was already like that. But hey, you know, the system screwed up these days. So people are doing all kinds of stuff, you know, to get money. Not illegal, you know, not legal money. Nobody wants to work for their money anymore. Everybody want to try to get over on people. They try to use the legal system, or, you know, do injustice things to get up or do a better job. And all of a sudden, a bump became he's in pain, he's in hurt. And I'm like, dude, I like scratch you. And now you got all these issues. But hey, I'm going to give him a blessing. And I'm going to bless him with a car that is safe for traveling the world, the streets, especially if he has a family. And I ain't knocking anybody with a car situation, but especially if you're trying to use maybe your situation to come up off somebody else, that's really not fair to the world. I've been in that situation. I've been in several hit and runs in Houston. I was like, does people just go around hitting people for no reason and just taking off? They don't even check on you, send you a postcard or nothing. Not even turn back. Don't know if you're hurt. Whole car side bent in. I know one week I had an accident on the left side. They hit me and they busted you in and tried to get away as fast as possible. And then 2 weeks later, somebody hit the other side. My car was just like this, walking. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was being tortured. Now, back then, I would have been crying. I would have fell apart. But today, I was like, today, I've been fasting for 8 days. Shout out to Danica Gregory. I've been fasting for, 8 days. And so I know I'm about to get attacked, because at the end of this journey that I'm doing, something is about to happen. Okay? She's had some amazing testimonies. And so at the end of this, I know that God has plans for me. He has something that's going to take me so I stay focused. And so all of the things that were going through my head, a little of my mama, shout out to my mama, her nickname's Killer, and a little of my uncle, my Uncle Rodney wanted to come out today. But I was able, because I had a detox drink after the gym. It's called Here Comes the Sun. It was a little papaya and orange juice, freshly squeezed. And what else did I put in it? Oranges, papaya, and there's something else citrusy. If I think about it, I'll let you know before the end of the show. Carrots. So had that drink, so I was fresh coming out the gym, so nothing could really stop me. And I already put in my mind that a lot of people, a lot of issues are about to start coming to me, because I have such a greater plan. And today was one of those days that it just happened to be one of those tests. I completed a 7-day completion, and today is the 8th day. So that's the 8th day is new beginnings. So I'm starting a whole nother, week. So today something had to go wrong today. It wouldn't be right if it wasn't. So when I came in, because of all that, whatever, great day. Ended up taking my son to Chuck E. Cheese. We didn't have a party or anything, but we just hung out with who God intended to be there. And shout out to the people that did come, but it wasn't a party. So if you didn't get invited, it wasn't. No, we went to Universal Studios a couple of weeks ago. I figured He understood all the roller coasters and all the cotton candy he ate and all the drinks. He was good. But no, 3-year-olds don't understand. He knew that birthday was coming. I need more cake, more ice cream, and more fun. That's all he knew. So I went with it. So tonight's topic's gonna kind of be all over the place. Whatever. I did do some studying, but it's something about coming in here. I come in here early because I always come and I have these ideas, and I go to church and I sit and I do my detox baths on Saturdays, and I try to figure out what is the Holy Spirit wanting me to speak about. But there's something that's been on my mind besides love, or why does love matter? That'll be a whole nother topic, a whole nother day. But why does it matter? And so I was just, all these thoughts of just kept coming to my head. So I figured that was discernment from God saying, okay, this is Holy Spirit. This is what I want you to speak about. And don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just going to go with it, right? So let me go ahead and put on my instrumental for a second. If you're out there, shout out to Miss Thomas. She has a fabulous women's conference this weekend, and I will be there speaking. Miss Thomas, I still don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to get there. Pray for me. I got a few days, but I figure that always comes towards the end. I'll continue to study, and everything just comes in place by the time I get to that date, okay? So it's July 8th. I will definitely be posting some information. She does a fabulous job of putting her information out there for this weekend. And last year I went to 2 of her events. I flew to Washington, D.C., and I was a vendor for one of the companies that I was promoting. And I also did one last summer. And it was the most, I've never been to a show before. They had a fashion show. They had guest speakers, poets, singers, people selling different things. And so if you've never been, you definitely need to come out and support Miss Thomas this weekend. But I would definitely give you some information towards the end of the show. Or I will also post it on my page. So let me get the night started with the topic. Gotta change the music around. Tonight's gonna be a short night because I know tomorrow, people are already partying, right? You're already celebrating Independence Day because you don't. Most of y'all don't have to go to work tomorrow. I know I don't. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. I don't have to go to work the rest of the week. That's the decision that has been made. And I can give you information on that too. So if you're wondering, what are you doing now? Because it matters what I'm doing. What are you doing now that made it so strong for you to quit your job so you can be home with your children and be the mother that all children deserve? We can talk about that later. We're going to talk about it right now. So what does it matter? So these are some things that came to me. And more so, why does it matter to you is what I was getting. So my house, why should that matter to you? Now start with that. And I remember somebody asking me, I've never been to your house. Why haven't you invited anybody over? I don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. And I started to get offended. I was like, okay, should I invite people over? Should I hang out with people at my house? But I remember this saying that I used to say all the time in the house, and it's posted in, I think, the living room, and it says, me and my house will serve the Lord. So it wasn't just, I didn't really think that I got the house to serve people. I just got the house to serve my children, and I did it because of something, what God wanted me to do. But I remember somebody saying something in that aspect. That's right. Yeah, let's drink that coffee. I was getting sleepy, Corey. Shout out to Corey Chester. I was getting sleepy, so I had to stop and get some coffee. Today I've been up since 4:30, so I've had a long day and a lot of things going on. But you see this energy? That's my second sip of that coffee. This is natural. This is what happens when I step and come into this room, okay? And so I remember somebody asking me, like, I've never been to your house. Why haven't I been to your house? And when I remember when I got my house, because I was trying to go back to like, why did I set these certain goals? Nobody told me to do this. Nobody told me, Tracy, get to a certain age and buy you a house. Get to a certain age and buy you a car, even though that's a total setup. Somebody should have told me to buy cash cars, because that's a whole nother topic. Get you a house. So what happened was I had these plans. I wanted a certain car by a certain age. I wanted a certain house, or not a fancy house, but I wanted a house by a certain age. I had it written down. Now, I didn't know that I was actually speaking this in existence. So that little writing and putting that on paper and speaking that out loud actually meant more than I thought it meant, or more than I knew it meant until now, right? And so I wrote that down, and when we went house shopping, I actually let my kids pick the house. It wasn't, even though I know I had to pay for it, it was more so of what did you feel. And then we prayed over the house. So whatever house we went to, we prayed. And we didn't go to very many, but the houses that we walked in, there was a certain feeling that I had. So there was 2 houses that I went to that I just totally fell in love with. The kids fell in love with. They picked their rooms. They were totally sold. Now, why did this matter then? It mattered because I was paying someone the same amount I was paying for mortgage. Now, remember, I didn't know anything about credit. I didn't know anything about loaning. I didn't know anything about owning. I just know that I felt like that was crazy that I was giving somebody else $1,100, $1,200 a month, which then, whatever I was paying, I remember it was $10,800 a year. I paid this man for 3 years, and they got me, I gave him $32,000. I basically gave him a whole year's worth of work after they take out taxes, medical, health, 401, 403, whatever it's called, teacher retirement. I gave him a whole year's worth of work for his house. That was basically falling apart. No problem with the house. I got what I needed. It was convenient. It was great. But things started to think, and I really think that's when I started hearing something talking to me I didn't know what was telling me, because God's not going to guide you in the wrong direction. So it made sense. It makes sense now what I was doing 5 years ago, what I was thinking 5 years ago. Like, I could not stand paying rent. Now, I know that it's convenient for certain people, but I remember seeing this amazing young man. Shout out to my cousin who came from Brenham, Texas to hang out and have a play date basically today. But I remember this young man working so hard at 12, 10, 11, 12. I don't know where he got it from, but it was just natural. And I was like, he would come to grandma's house and he never had his hand out. Like a lot of people these days are kind of hindering their kids. So, put your hand out. Mama, give me $5. Mama, can you pay my light bill? Mama, can you pay? No, I can't pay it. I don't want to pay it, right? And so I remember him working, and then I tell everybody his story. And I didn't know what he was doing then until when he turned 16. His mother had 6 kids, 5 or 6 kids if I'm not mistaken, and he was the youngest. But I remember him buying his first cash car at 16 all by himself. If I'm correct, he will quote me if I'm wrong. I'll ask him later, hey man, you need to look at this and let me know what you think, right? But I was fascinated with him. I'm like, man, what is he doing? But then I didn't think about that because I just had this loving daddy who just thought that I could just give my beautiful daughter this, and that. And in the whole time, now I'm like, man, he shouldn't have done that. He messed me up. You know, because I didn't get the value of learning how to save before I spend, or forget even saving, how to take what I invested. So let's snap back to the little information I could have got if I would have known about it. Let's say that the loans that I took out way back when I first started college, okay? So my first year in college, I had to pay for college to pocket, so I didn't get any loans that year. I think I want to say I got a scholarship or something like that. But they said my mama made too much money because she worked 2-3 jobs. She had 4 kids. So they said, oh, she has too much money. I can't give you any money. So the first thing they say is here's a loan for school. So I'm thinking, woo, they write me a check, boy. I'm sitting on 12 grand a year. You know, I'm looking good, you know, not knowing I got to pay this back, right? So I'm still like paying this stuff back now, right? And not knowing that if I would have known like I know now, just why did somebody didn't tell me this then? That I could have took those loans, saved those loans. I didn't need the money. I had the money. They give you way more than you need for school. And you see the money, you're like, yeah, big fat check, I'm getting a refund check. You get a refund of debt. That's what you got. That's what I received. A refund of debt that's been growing and building and sowing in its own seeds. It's growing on its own. I ain't asked it to grow no more. It just grows, right? So get this loan. Now, what if I would have took that 5 years that I went back and got my master's, still didn't know, went back and got my master's, I'm still getting loans. I'm making teacher salary now, and I'm working extra, so I'm getting overtime. I don't need the money, but I still don't know any better. I see commas. I see free money, technically at the moment, so I go and get those loans, right? Now, what if I would have took that 30, 40, 50, I ain't telling y'all how much money I've invested in my education. But what if I would have took that $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 then and invested into some property? Man. Or I would have invested in something small that could have grown later. Nobody told me to do that. Nobody knew about that. Nobody knew about investing. All I saw was dollar signs. So this is the same thing that's going to happen to our kids if, not mine, no, my son already said he's buying him, excuse me, we were talking about investing, and he said, I'm going to be good because I'm going to be trading, and I'm going to invest into a studio when I'm 20. I'm going to be my own producer because he already know he don't want to work. He don't want to work for nobody. He's like, nope, I'm not working. You ask him to cut the grass. He like, nope, I'll read this book right here. I'll go get on this computer right here. I don't want to do that. He cut the grass because he saw a beautiful woman outside cutting the grass. So he said, let me help my mama out. But enough said. So there goes that. So when I invested, if I would have known then, we got to figure out a way to get rid of these loans because it's a trap. Our kids going to school and we're not investing in our last name, and the generations that come after us are going to set our kids up for the same fall that they've been set up for already. Okay? So, somebody asked me about a car. Just questions my car. Why don't you get a new car? Man, do you know how much I pay on that car? And that interest rate that they put on that car? I'm blessed. I love my car. But then I was happy when I got it until I saw that I've been paying on it for 3 years. And I'm still not halfway done because of the interest rates. It's a setup. They set you up completely. This is not a legit investment. You know, I could have went into a car auction, learned this too. I could have went to a car auction, got me a license, a certificate or something, went and bought me a car, same car for 10, 20 grand cash, whatever, and I would be good right now. But no, I still have to pay another 20 grand. And my first year, I paid double payments. So you would think I would owe less, but I'm gonna give them $18,000 free money because I overpaid for a car that's only worth $30,000. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I remember going back to the house. I remember somebody saying, I heard you got a new house. Let me see it. And they looked at it. And I felt like they looked at it in disgust. But again, I didn't get that for you. I could care less about you. I got what I could get that I am grateful for, that I am blessed with for my children. My house was not for show. That's the next house. That's going to be beautiful. You know, I wanted to invest in my own self and invest in my own property. That's what happened, right? And yes, as you go older, I'm getting younger by the day because all my pictures, I look much younger now. But I am getting wiser. And shout out to Miss Karen because she talks to me. She's a much younger lady than I am. And she fills me up with so much wisdom, especially my mentor, AB. Her name's Andrea Blackley. She wants to do a Proverbs challenge. And we started yesterday. Because today's the 3rd, so I'm reading the 3rd chapter. Well, if you don't know about Proverbs in the Bible, you should take a look at it. Because I knew, we always read Genesis because it's the beginning of the book. And then we already know about Songs of Psalm and Matthew and Revelations. Those are some things that I remember going to a lot. But I don't really recall Proverbs as much. Well, Proverbs has 31 chapters in it. 31 books. No, chapters, right? And so she was saying, read a chapter every night. Great. That's what I'm going to do because Proverbs has so much wisdom in it. So many people can grow from it, right? So it's going back to the next topic. Next question. This one really got me. Why are you single? Why are you not in a relationship? And then that question dwelled onto something else. First and foremost, I feel like, and I say it all the time, what God has for me is for me, right? And he's going to bless me with this young Boaz that is going to be respectful, loyal. I don't ask for much. I ain't never said, God, send me a rich man, wealthy man, because that's not what I asked for, but I did ask for loyalty, respect, things that you can't buy, right? That's going to love you unconditionally, whatever. So we started talking, and we were talking about a relationship, and my friend came in. Shout out to Big D. We had a long conversation about this. And he said, well, what if you get into a relationship with somebody? Don't you think you're going to be too strong for them? Or why do you think that they feel like you deserve more? Okay, so here's the situation. I think I state this a lot. I have 17 uncles, which leads to more children and more children and more generations of children. But I tend to hang out with the guys. So I've always been a big tomboy, right? And so I was telling him, I hung around the men. So I'm more on the Steve Harvey gig. Think like a man, act like a lady. I tend to act like a lady most of the time. But he said, man, look, what are you going to do? And I said, my reply to him is, when God sends me the one, he's going to accept me for what I can and what I cannot do. And if he feels like it's something that a woman should do, he's going to make sure he takes care of that for me. Because when you in a situation alone by yourself, you only know how to take care of yourself. So I'm not concerned of, I shouldn't do this because of this. I do what I need to do to take care of my household because I'm in a single parent household. That's it. I don't think about anything else. I just think about what I need to do to get to the next level so my children can be better. I don't even worry about what a man gonna think of me right now because they not paying no bills around here, right? Only man I'm talking to is Jesus Christ. That's the only man I call and only name I call on. I don't want nothing from nobody else right now, okay? If you're not bringing more than what you already have, what I already have to the table, we're gonna have to sit down and chat about some things, okay? So me and him got in this talk and we were just talking. So we're going to have like a relationship. I'm going to have to invite him back and we're going to have a relationship talk about that. But I truly believe that, I hate when people, not hate, but I dislike when people simply judge you because of the way you look and they think that you are conceited, you're stuck up, I'm crazy, I'm mean. I'm not a good pleaser. Somebody told me maybe I'm not twerking right. I don't know if you can say twerking on this station, but whatever, okay? So I didn't know it was this hard. That's not my goal. My goal is somebody's going to come in, somebody's going to accept me for who I am, and then we will compromise. Compromise, right? So I was going to do like 30 minutes tonight so I could go home. All right. So another thing that I was reading since I've been introduced to the big Proverbs is that I'm single, and me being single or not really concerned about a relationship is because I have really big plans. And I feel like God has really big plans for me. And whatever happens, happens. But that I am worth more than rubies and pearls. Right? Yes. So I start to focus more on myself and the love for myself, because I can't love nobody that comes in the door if I don't love myself anyway. So that's a big thing that I had to kind of think about. Like, I need to focus more on how to love myself, because I'm going to run whoever comes in off if I ain't right with myself. That's how I feel. So I just wrote down all these questions, all the questions that people have been asking me. You know, why does me quitting my job matter? Why do you think, you know, me not having, what does that have to do with you? What are you going to do next? That's not, I don't even think about, I don't try to figure out nothing out these days. Right now, today, I didn't focus on anything but how to please my son for today. That 4-year-old was the most important thing of my life. But why did I not have a job? Me not having a job. Somebody said I'm going to lose this. I'm not going to have this. Somebody already speaking wickedness on my life. On my kids' life. I've heard it all already. They're already going down the drain. You know, what is she doing? She doesn't know she left that good job. Okay, well, I read this quote one day. Small-minded people think small. For some amazing reason, I was fortunate enough to be around some big-minded, thinking millionaire people that opened up me to a world of possibilities, and that I can do whatever I want to do. I was thinking and calculating of how many girls that I went to school with. Now, I have nothing against teaching, man. Whatever floats your boat in whatever water you're in, right? But my boat was sinking. I can swim, but I don't want to swim. I'm not trying to float. No, I don't want to do that. Okay? Somebody introduced me, well, the teachers, right? So I was looking back into all these girls I went to school with from the small town are teaching right now. Great. That's good for you. Maybe you're in a great school district. That's because that's all you knew what to do. Everybody's thinking small. This is safe. This is secure. I'm a beast. I jumped off a building last year. 1,200 feet. Quitting my job is not going to kill me. I know plenty of people that quit their job to focus on another skill. And better yet, I have a skill that's going to not only replace my job, because I fully have that much faith in that skill to quit my job, but I'm going to spend less money educating myself to go to the next level in this skill. And I gave myself 3 months to at least get to where I would like to be, not even comfortable, but I'm looking at some numbers that God made me uncomfortable with. And I am so happy and grateful of those. But for me to even think that I can even come and I can even make that much money is amazing, because it happens. I see it every day. Living witness of what's going on in this financial revolution that we call it, right? So I'm not going to go back into that. But if you want more information about the financial revolution and this amazing paid off challenge that we've entered into, what was that? The month of June, June 1st. So it's been exactly 30 days. Inbox me and I'll get back into that. So I was just looking at all these questions. So I came in here with a different mindset of what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so let's go to why does it matter? So why the that matters all. Everything that you're going on and everything that you're going through in your life, what does it matter? Well, here's the biggest one of all. Why did Jesus die for our sins? Why did Jesus die for all of our sins? Right? Because we couldn't sacrifice ourselves. We weren't willing to sacrifice ourselves. Right? Nope. You ask them to say, man, you're going to take that, you're going to hang on the cross, you're going to put some nails in your arms and your legs and your feet, you're going to die for us and raise, come back in 3 days. No. Nobody wants to do that. But he was strong enough to do that for us. So the little decisions that we make, why do they matter? Because Jesus sacrificed his life for us. Every choice, not decision, every choice that we make goes back to what Jesus did for us. As simple as you living in your own investment, right? You leaving a legacy for your children, right? You driving whatever car you want to drive, right? You living above and not beneath. You being a lender and not a borrower. I don't want to borrow no money. I want to have my own money. You come borrow from me. I want to be my own bank. I want my own insurance company. Call it Hall State. I got that from my cousin. Right? Why does it matter what you eat? Because Jesus sacrificed for you to have the best. Whatever you eat is important because your body is a temple. Right? You are made, wonderfully made, right? And so he sacrificed so we can have better. Why are you not, simple? So the last 3 weeks, let's say, my father was kind of battling blood pressure. I think it was more so stress, which was leading to blood pressure, which was coming from a toothache, right? I made some minor suggestions. I don't think he's going to do it the rest of his life. But when he felt like, I was like, dude, your levels are stroke levels. I don't want to speak that on your life. But if you make some simple adjustments, you'll be amazed of how God's going to come through. So nobody wants to die too early, too soon. So you do those, you make those adjustments so you can feel and live. And I had to remind him, man, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? You should not do that. Let's try this. Just give it a try. At a certain time of night, you should do this. Within 2 weeks' time, his pressure had went down off of some minor healthy adjustments that we made to his diet. He don't believe in changing completely. That was just, let me get this done so I can get this done at the time. But I want to encourage people to go through a lifestyle transformation of how you eat, how you think, how you feel. All of that goes into how you eat. Okay? And all of that comes back to, why did Jesus die for our sins? Right? And so we want to get that. Why does it matter? Everything matters. The smallest things matter, right? If you drove down the street and that tire or that nut on the tire, the lock on the tire comes off, this little bitty, what is that, an inch, half an inch instrument, tool, whatever the correct word is for it, comes off, what happens to your car? Does it continue to flow? Is it okay? No, something goes wrong, right? The blinker goes out. The light bulb in the brake light goes out. That little bitty, the license plate, you get pulled over for that little bitty light going out and you get a ticket, right? These small things that we're not focusing on, that we're not bringing light to, mean so much. And people are not understanding that. And that's where I guess I come in, right? I want to bring some life to some things that you think don't matter. Something as simple as going to bed or not eating after a certain time. Everybody knows that. No, I can't say everybody knows that. A lot of people, some people, a few people know that you shouldn't eat after a certain time because your food needs time to adjust, to digest, right? You got to cut things off at a certain time. All these times, small times, minute of a second, when you're in a race, when you see these people running of the field in the Olympics or whatever the case, the track meets or basketball games, that 1 second makes a huge difference of who's going to win the game. So a lot of these things, there's so much that I just came in with a head full of stuff, but people don't understand that the information that's being put out into the world, a lot of us don't know about it. And why does it matter to you? It should matter. How long do you want to live? A simple amount of water could change your lifespan by 10%. You drinking the necessary amounts of water a day can expand your lifespan. You eating the servings that they say with 5 to 7 vegetables, 4 to 6 fruits a day could change your lifespan, right? Where you live, where you work, what you invest in can change what happens in the next generation of your kids, right? I always thought that if I lived in a house, then Corey goes around and he says, Mom, are we going to go to our big house this weekend? Or are we going to go to our little house this weekend? And I didn't know what he was talking about. But he knows that he has more than one house. I don't own both of them. I only own one. But the fact that he's already comprehending that I own a house. I think I read something about that. A child that lives in a house or a certain situation, even if you're renting a house, it's better to rent a house than to rent an apartment. My friend, I'm not going to say any names, but she lives in what they call maybe the projects or whatever the case may be. Her rent in a project, I thought that was like government assistance. No shade. I'm not saying anything negative about it, but they're supposed to assist you. I thought if that was like assist, I asked her, I was like, I thought that was assisted living, right? She pays $200 less than I pay for a 2-bedroom per se apartment. She can go out and buy her own house. Guys, there's some little things that we need to start taking in consideration. Our credit scores. Getting these credit cards and running them up. Because when we're doing that, we're really not looking at the future of our children. Where are you putting your money at? Where are you investing? You know, I started a conversation with my cousin today, and he's like, what stocks are you in? I heard we should be buying these stocks, and I was like, cuz, I like that conversation. You know, investing into things that we didn't talk about this. You know, a lot of people don't even know about stocks. A lot of people don't know about currency and the way the money flows around the world. Nobody knows about the money market. This amazing skill that I'm learning, this master trader has been giving us private trading classes. Right? And he said only 6%. Isn't there like 7 billion people in the world? If I'm not 7 billion? 7 billion people. Only 6% of the world. Not the country, not the states, not the city, but it must be 1 billion, right? But only 6% of the world is learning this amazing skill that I made money on in a couple of minutes. Like, that's how much things are moving around the world. And I guess I should have a conversation about the financial market and this amazing paying off challenge that we're going to have, because all those student loan blessings that somebody encouraged me to get it and tell me that I was a fool when I did it are going to be paid off very soon. Maybe sooner than I think. Because that is something, you know, something that I don't see. You know, I might say, oh, my goal is to $70,000, but God sees $170,000, $270,000. You know, I'm not thinking small anymore. So guys, I'm going to stop that tonight. I'm going to go have fun with my son tonight. I'm going to cut this short, good 45 minutes. Plus my nose really got hot in here all of a sudden, right? But I just want to say what matters. Everything matters. Whether you go left or right, right? Whether you go to H-E-B or Kroger's, whether you go 610 or I-10 or 59, whether you tie your shoe or not, whether you take a bath or not, everything matters. Something just ain't none of your business. And that goes back to the beginning of the conversation of these questions that people have been asking me, because that don't have nothing to do with you. The decisions that I made or the choices that I made were for better or to do better because God said I should have more than I have. And I'm sitting around looking at things that I have and I thought I was living good, you know? And somebody introduced me to greater. And then I went into their castle or their kingdom. I'm like, man, people my age, 33 years old, are living like they've lived and worked 50, 60 years. And they were living up their retirement, which ain't much. That's another topic too. You know, looking at my dad's, I did my dad's Social Security retirement plan or whatever. And he was excited about that money. And I'm looking like, man, this is what I got to look forward to. This can't be. I can't do this. I will not do this. This has set you up for failure. No. Or the fact that he's a installer in the heat. Like when you go into, if it's 100 degrees in your house, what is it in your attic? Right? And he goes in there, he works and he fixes things and he was laughing because my daddy just be like chilling, like seriously, he's so hilarious. But he went in there and he said, man, he showed me his check for the last 2 weeks. I was devastated. I'm like, who could live off of this? You know, I made that my friend made that last night in a trade. Like literally, that's how much money my daddy made. I'm not going to even say that. And he was laughing because he's good. He's an investor. He's invested in properties. You know, he has his own thing going for him. He's a barbecue king. He has all, even though he didn't tell me how to hustle like him, I saw it. And so I saw different things that he's done that has encouraged me to expand what he already has. So every one of our children, including my brother's child, cannot ever forget about her, has to be invested in. So they understand how to invest and how they go to the meetings and read the charts. And that's a whole nother topic too. But all of this leads to say, well, what does it matter? What are you doing to make your life matter? What choices are you making to make things better? That you leave a legacy for your children, not only your children, but your grandchildren, maybe even your grandchildren's children. That's what I'm looking forward to. But we're going to end tonight. I want to give a special, hey, happy Independence Day. 4th of July. Pop all the firecrackers you want, just don't set nothing on fire. And y'all have a blessed evening, a blessed night. And I am sorry I was all over the place, but that tends to what I do. I just have fun here. I come here and I talk and I speak from my heart, but I just had all these things in my head and I couldn't really get them lined up. But I had to say something about what's going on. So God bless you guys. I'll be playing a list of amazing songs the next 2 hours. Remember, Godtox is every Monday from 6 to 9. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful night. Please share this. If you know anybody that's always in your business, you need to let them know that it doesn't matter what you think or what you feel. And that whatever I have is not for you. but because God sacrificed his life for me to live a better life. And that's what I'm doing. Y'all have a great night again.